mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Testing competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the race like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the war.
What's going on, Full Heel Podcast? I am your host, Rafael Chairez, and I am back for a second day in a row, bringing you more WWE talk. And today I want to welcome my guest.
Yeah, yo, what's up, man? It's Monsoon Mendez.
Monsoon Mendez, the Juice.
Coming back.
Yep, coming back for another episode. Back to the old days, back to the original Full Heel Podcast days of me and you sitting here beating each other off and then talking about wrestling, bro.
Yep.
Oh, shit, did I say that out loud?
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's 2018.
Yeah, it's 2018, bro. Anything goes, right?
Yeah. That's what I identify as.
Yeah. So how have you been?
All right, not too bad.
That's it. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
That's it for me.
Let's see. I've been kind of irritable these past couple of days, couple of weeks.
Yeah, you were telling me, man.
Yeah, I haven't been smoking, so the irritability it climbs up, but I don't think it's not deserved.
Why is it so foggy here?
Because of your fucking robot penis that you're smoking over there. Juice is a vapor. Monsoon Mendez is a vapor.
I'm hitting the vape right now.
Yeah. Vapors release a cloud of vape in order to escape with their virginity or something. Remember the meme I said?
Yeah.
To disguise their virginity.
You know, I was gonna say I have a ton of memes, but all of them that I have are from you that you sent me.
Oh, the vape memes? I see them all the time, and I'm like, I need to send this one to Juice. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and they're true.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
That's the worst.
Well, I'm not a vapor, so I don't know if they're true.
Well, the worst part is that they are true.
Yeah. So you were checking out my bookshelf. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, man. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. It's lit.
It's lit.
Yeah.
It really is because of the lighting and stuff. I'm gonna smoke this fucking
literally
this swish of sweet no weed. See, you guys don't believe me? I'm clean. Clean. This is
Hey, hang it off like off your ear.
on my ear.
Yeah,
So, like a
do
badass?
yeah, do that. Do that for a little bit.
All right, let's see. You see it? I can't even see.
Like
it. All right, let's be
oh
this.
man, what was the dude's name in Real World on Chappelle Show? Lysol.
Yeah,
Was it
Lysol.
Lysol?
Yeah, Lysol.
Yeah, like him.
I guess we should get to it. Rest in peace, Nikolai Volkoff and Grandmaster Sexy, Brian Christopher Lawler. I mentioned it yesterday, but since the Juice is here, I want to get his input, a little bit of his thoughts on both of these guys, and we'll go from there. We're going to talk Raw. We're going to talk SmackDown. We'll probably touch on some NXT. And then throughout the thing, we'll probably be touching on SummerSlam because Raw and SmackDown, they lead into SummerSlam.
Yeah,
so
it's the big build towards that.
it's the big build. So, which death would you say affected you most and, I guess, hit you in the heart most?
Probably the Brian Christopher one.
Brian Christopher?
That's actually really sad and I don't know, very troubling death.
Mm-hmm.
That all the events leading up to it. I mean, the guy was arrested on a DUI and evading arrest, I think were the charges that they gave him. But the only reason they gave him evading arrest was because he wouldn't pull over. And I think because he knew he was going to get a DUI.
Yeah.
But at the root of it, that's not really that big a deal.
No, and then I wonder why he decided to take his life. I heard the WWE was not going to acknowledge his death because WWE does not like to acknowledge suicides
Yeah.
or substance abuse deaths or overdoses. I guess that's what would be the proper terminology. But they decided to air the little screen thing of him.
And I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
That was very classy. Good move on them.
They kind of had to, Lawler being with them so long, and I think they kind of did it out of respect.
Out of respect, yeah.
Yeah, out of respect to Lawler. I would have been surprised if they wouldn't have, but after reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. They don't really acknowledge deaths of substance abuse or overdoses.
Yeah. No, that whole thing was really troubling. Taking his life, there had to have been other things there that were troubling him.
Yeah.
taking his life over something that, I mean, it's a big deal if you're driving drunk, but all the legal implications that come with it aren't that. I mean, I don't know. I have to assume that they're not that bad. You just pay a fine. Maybe, I don't know. I don't actually know all the legal implications that come with it, but you have to assume that it's just like, at the end of the day, it's probably just a ton of fines, and you move on. So the fact that he took his life over something that was probably a lot minor than he might have thought is a little troubling, and there had to have been something there. But, at any rate, our hearts go out to the Lawler family and his family, and as well as Nikolai Volkoff's family and everybody that is involved there. It's sad to lose those two greats in professional wrestling.
And we also lost Brown Brickhouse, I think, but he wasn't acknowledged.
Brickhouse Brown.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know much about him, so I really didn't touch about it. I don't know. I just brought it up right now. Well, maybe you have some more knowledge on him.
I actually did not know a whole lot about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know a lot about him. Mick Foley put out a tweet saying that he was one of the only people that kind of helped him out when he was coming up and like encouraged him and
helped him along.
Helped him along. So he wrote a Twitter post. I checked it out, but other than that, I really don't know much about him. I definitely grew up watching Too Cool with Rikishi, and
I mean we're of that same era, so we both grew up with Too Cool and Rikishi, and one of the earliest memories that I have of Brian Christopher was when he made his debut in the light heavyweight tournament to crown the first light heavyweight champion, and he made it all the way to the finals against Taka Michinoku, who ended up winning. But
Taka Michinoku. Dude, we're getting so much. Sorry to divert a little bit. We're getting so much Japanese talent coming in, especially with the women in the Mae Young Classic. We have Nakamura potentially winning a heavyweight title in the future. I think they're giving him testing him more. Yeah, they did put the U.S. strap on him, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they?
Yes, he is their champion. I think that WWE is they know the presence that New Japan has, and New Japan is. They're already working on breaking even more ground here in the United States and becoming more of a mainstay in the United States. They're already huge in Japan, but they want to break the U.S. market.
Well, little by little, I've been watching more Wrestle Kingdoms. Kenny Omega's definitely the one that's drew me in at first, and he keeps my attention. Him and Jericho feud was awesome.
Yeah, him and Okada were awesome.
Yeah, Okada.
The 60-minute match that they had at Wrestle Kingdom last year, that was epic.
I was asking you how much you knew about Último Dragón.
Right.
Último Dragón trained Okada when he went to Mexico for like 4 years.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just listened to the interview with Jericho and Último Dragón.
See, I don't know at all. You think I do, but I don't.
Well, I was just mentioning that. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I don't know if I'm kind of thinking Brian Christopher was depressed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
because of the career.
There had to have been other factors
because of his career. I don't want to shit on his career. He had a good career in the WWE. But
no, man, he was big during his time. I mean,
but it was never past a mid-carder / tag team guy.
I think the Too Cool tag team, him and
it's definitely his height.
No, that's definitely his height. Him and Scotty 2 Hotty, I think that they fell victim of this belief that they're so over they don't need to be champions. So they were only tag team champions once.
Okay.
And I think that they fell victim to that to that belief.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like he didn't have the greatest of careers, and being a second generation superstar, maybe he felt like he didn't get the chance to really flourish.
Yeah. And I mean, this is only speculation.
Yeah, of course. We don't know what went on. He was in jail and hung himself, and due to complications is why he passed away.
Yeah, and like I said, that's really sad. It's really troubling. There's no reason why something so minor should have should have led to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, he probably would have just had to pay some fines, show up to a couple court dates, whatever.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah. Lawler's still in the company, right? He just doesn't do anything?
No, I don't think
No?
he is. I think he's got like a Legends contract, which means like if they call him in, he'll come in and do whatever it is that they ask him to do and go from there.
Yeah. I'm watching more Nikolai Volkoff stuff, and I'm going to watch more and more because this is Full Heel Podcast, and he was one of the greatest heels of his time, being portrayed as a communist and a foreign sympathizer, him and Shiki.
Yeah.
They were great heels at the time. Great heels. They used the Cold War thing to portray his character, and the whole Hogan USA thing. And I think at the height of his career is when he took on Hogan for the WWF title, the silver one.
Yeah.
I watched the match between them. I don't know if the title was on the line. I'm pretty sure it was. But that weird looking silver heavyweight title.
It's unfortunate. I don't know a whole lot about Nikolai Volkoff. I know that he was there forever, during WWF. And then he went off to AWA for a little bit, came back, was gone for a little bit. And then when I really remember him and remember seeing him, wrestling and in action and in the ring was around the 1994 era when he came back as part of Ted DiBiase's new $1 Million Company. Or whatever his stable was called. I don't remember
But he was kind of disrespected a lot.
Yeah, but that was the gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, the gimmick was he came back because he had fallen on some hard times, and now he needed a payday, so he went to $1 Million Man. And the $1 Million Man made him wear the thing that said property of $1 Million Man.
Black trunks with the gold.
The black trunks with the gold cent sign.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so weird because they almost built it up like, hey, eventually Volkoff and Ted DiBiase are going to have a match. And they never did. He was gone.
What?
Yeah.
He left?
He was gone within the year. So that was a little weird. And
I
unfortunately,
swear I saw a match. I did see a match between them. Ted DiBiase and him. They came out and they offered him money.
Not in 94, 95?
It might have been a little bit before because they were against each other. But he came in with what was his manager, the $1 Million Man?
Virgil?
Yeah, Virgil. He came in with Virgil and they paid him off, and he took the money but then attacked Ted DiBiase, and then later on wound up losing, and they took the money from him and took off.
Yeah, that was way before his return in 94, 95.
Okay.
That return, they built it up to where like the $1 Million Man was treating him like crap, and they almost made it seem like they were gonna have a match at some point, but they never did. Volkoff was gone within the year after returning in 94.
That sucks, man, because like I mentioned,
it was a good build.
Yeah. He was a great heel. Well, he's not from my era, so I do have I guess I can go back and watch a bunch of his fights because of the network.
Yep.
So I need to check more of his stuff out. Right now, the WWE is on a major heel upswing. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah.
They're definitely pushing heels like crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess we could just jump into Raw and SmackDown and NXT and start talking about these heels. So right now they turned Brock 100% heel.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with how they did it.
Okay, I want to hear this.
You had the guy saying like, "Oh, I don't watch that shit. I don't watch Raw."
Yeah.
Me and you both, Brock. Because maybe for different reasons. Actually, no, because at the end of the day, they want to make it seem like he doesn't care. Mm-hmm. Well, neither do I. I mean, their product is shit. But I don't know that it's a good idea to have the guy who has your title saying, "Well, I don't watch that shit."
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. That's not a good idea.
I wonder if they embrace the whole Brock's never here, the crowd hates Brock, because I'm in a couple of groups for wrestling and stuff, and the hate for Brock has been steadily building over time because, he's, like you mentioned, he's not there. He doesn't, well, now he says he doesn't watch the show. So now they're giving him the full heel turn. Before he was just a badass that didn't care. And
Well, yeah, and they really solidified that full heel turn when he attacked Heyman.
Yeah.
There we go. I didn't remember his name there for a minute.
Yeah, do you think it's going to lead into a Heyman turning on Brock situation?
I almost kind of want to say yes, but because it's really, really predictable, I want to say no.
The thing is, they kind of have a couple different avenues to go down through. Mm-hmm. The Heyman turning on Brock would be one of them.
But then, like, what? Heyman sides with Roman?
Maybe that's the push that Roman is gonna have to embrace, the heel one.
See, what I would like to see is no Heyman at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Brock comes out by himself.
Yeah.
And then Heyman comes down with Strowman and cashes in.
That would make some sense, because I was gonna say,
but then Strowman doesn't need Heyman.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Strowman is gonna have the Money in the Bank probably at the end of the night, and he can come and cash in. But I didn't even think about Heyman coming out with him as well.
Because, you know what? Maybe Owens beats Strowman, gets the Money in the Bank, and then now you have Heyman with Owens. But again, Owens doesn't need Heyman.
I would say Braun needs more of a mouthpiece, just because he throws out a lot of simple dialogue, but that's because he doesn't need to. He's a big fucking dude that can kick the shit out of anybody.
Yeah.
Owens has a mouthpiece, one of the best mouthpieces in himself.
Yeah.
In the WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't mind seeing Heyman side with Roman if Roman came out with his.
I would love to see Heyman side with Roman. Roman needs it. But Roman needs to be heel. And I don't necessarily know that they're gonna go that route.
No, because if they just have Roman come out as heel, it would be kind of stupid. Like, he would be like, wait, where's this going? Why is he with Heyman? Now he's got the face mask. There was no build, and it would just be kind of thrown in there. It would have to be more in the match where we see Heyman turn on Brock, and then we could see something where I don't know.
I just think that if you don't have Heyman, if you don't have a long-term plan for Heyman, if there are no plans to pair him with anybody, and he's just there to screw Brock just for the sake of screwing Brock, and then we never see Heyman again, it's not a good idea to incorporate him into this match.
Yeah, but they already threw him in there by Brock choking him. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I do remember that, but because you're right, he's now involved.
They could have just had him regular.
Yeah.
They could have just had Heyman come out with Brock and do the whole cash in, and then he loses, and then we don't see Heyman till Lesnar's return after the UFC fight he's gonna take with DC for the World Heavyweight Championship.
By the way, did you notice how much slimmer
Brock is?
Oh
yeah, of course. He's in the testing pool.
He's slimming down.
Yeah, he needs to drop weight to fight, and he needs to get off the juice.
Yeah.
No surprise, he's on the juice.
Yep.
And he's already in the testing pool, and as of January, he will be eligible to fight, or his suspension is up. The testing pool limit would be there because I think it's 4 months. He might need 6 months because of what happened last time.
Right.
Where he went and juiced up and fucked up Mark Hunt. They gave him the exemption. He came in right away for UFC 200 like a month before it actually happened, and he kicked the shit out of Mark Hunt.
Yep.
Not cool. Mark Hunt is suing the UFC because of this, because they knowingly let Brock come in like that. So now he's doing the whole testing pool. Now we get to see him slim down.
Oh man, if I'm UFC and if I own UFC and now I have a lawsuit on my hands because of this guy, I don't know that I even want to bring him back.
They're bringing him back. They need the ratings right now in UFC.
Yeah.
Ratings are really shit because we only have diehards watching the sport. People like me that watch every single fight.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call myself a diehard. I'm a fan, and I watch every single fight. I watch all the events and I try to cover them as best I can and the best of my knowledge. But people want names, and I understand that. But if these cards don't get views when there's such badass cards. Like this weekend, we had a fucking badass card, but we didn't have any quote-unquote names. We didn't have a McGregor. We didn't have a Brock Lesnar, a Ronda Rousey. So people aren't watching them, even when they're free. And it's kind of frustrating because they want to see only the names. And then they complain about the booking in UFC.
Yeah.
I don't understand. When you only want to see names, that's what they're going to throw at you. They're only going to throw the high-level names at you, and then they're not going to care about the other cards.
No, that's true.
Do you see an instance of Brock keeping the title and possibly holding 2 titles in 2 different sports? Like you see
Don't you think that'd be a little too convenient? Like if he keeps the title, and don't you think that in order for that to work, it would have to be guaranteed for him to win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that would kind of.
And I'm not saying it's a fix.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's predetermined. I'm just saying it would have to be for that to work.
Yeah.
For it to work out so perfectly, it would just have to be predetermined.
Which a lot of people were complaining about when Brock came in. They're like, oh, well, it was predetermined. No, Brock was going to challenge either Miocic. If Miocic won, he was going to challenge him. But we have DC, the wrestling fan, the pro wrestling fan, winning and calling out Brock and doing his own promo, which was awesome. I definitely enjoyed that. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Where Brock came in and pushed him?
Yeah, we talked about it last time. Yeah.
I do a lot of these. I forget, bro.
I wonder if at any point DC is going to come in
to
WWE, like
maybe after he's done.
To challenge. No, just to like show up and challenge Brock or something, or do something weird with Brock.
I'm really liking this heel upswing in the WWE.
Yeah. Like the presentation of heels.
It plays to the show a little bit better. We have Mella on SmackDown champion. We have Brock as Universal champion. Dolph Ziggler, another heel. He's got the Intercontinental Championship. Who's got the US right now?
Nakamura,
another heel. They turned him heel. He's got the championship. And then we have on NXT, we have Tommaso Ciampa, heel.
What a great heel, by the way.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. And I love that we got to see the birth of that heel here in Chicago.
Yep.
At NXT, what, 2 years ago? A year ago?
A year ago. They built it up for a whole year. Because then Ciampa got
injured.
Was it him or?
It was a knee injury. Because at that point, we saw Gargano challenge Almas a couple times for the championship.
Right. Yeah.
Zelina Gomez was fucking with them.
Yeah. So it was Ciampa who had the injury.
Yeah, Ciampa
was for a little bit.
Yeah, and then we had them feuding, Ciampa and Gargano. I think Ciampa won the feud, right?
Yeah. At this year's, what is it? Takeover?
Yeah, when they face each other
right before WrestleMania.
Yeah. He beat Gargano, and I haven't watched NXT today, but that was last week. It was Tommaso Ciampa getting the victory because of Gargano. Gargano interfered and accidentally cost Aleister Black the match.
Yeah, so now they're probably going to spin them off into their own thing. The nice thing about that is that you can always go back to Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah, which I think is ultimately the plan. I think.
Yeah, where you have Gargano winning the title. Yep.
And this is one story that I think they did very well, and they don't do this very often. They kind of have it seems like they're going in the right direction, and they tank it. This one,
yeah, Raw. Whoever's writing for Raw should really be taking notes.
Yeah, I wonder who writes for NXT. Is it Triple H that dictates everything for NXT?
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he's very involved with the creative process,
which is good because he's putting on a better product.
It's shades of what we'll see in the near future.
Vince is not looking good, man.
No, he's not. He was out there this Monday.
You can tell his age.
Was it this Monday or last Monday?
Last Monday for the Evolution.
For the announcement.
The Evolution announcement. What are your thoughts on that?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It would make more sense if they had the. See, what they should have done was announced the tag titles for the women, and then said, "Yeah, it's all going to culminate at this Evolution pay-per-view." That would have been huge.
Yeah,
huge.
I I was very, very hyped up when they first came out. I was messaging everybody. I'm like, we're getting the women's tag team titles. And then they announced the Evolution, which is awesome and it's great. But for what I was hoping for, it kind of...
Yeah, no, I get it. You set yourself up for something huge,
Yeah.
and then when it wasn't that...
Yeah, I got slapped in the face with
Yeah.
the Evolution thing.
I probably would have loved to have seen the women's tag titles. I would have preferred that.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. What happened on Raw yesterday?
That's a good question.
Or
Monday.
Too damn Monday.
Yeah, because as of this recording, it's Wednesday. Almost Thursday.
Yeah, I want to like the Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler thing, but I think ultimately Seth is going to be thrown into the WWE picture as soon as Brock gets thrown out.
He should as well. He should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it, but I think it's starting to run its course a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And once it has run its course, hopefully by then they'll have the title off of Brock, and you can have more guys involved in that main event. I almost said world title, universal title picture.
Yeah, we need more people in there. We've only had Finn, Kevin Owens, Goldberg, and Brock.
Because, like right now, whoever's in that main event picture, there's really no stakes. I mean, if you think about it, you had Lashley and Roman feuding for the spot to face Brock.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's really the only big stake. Other than that, you would have needed to have the Universal title to have a legitimate main event picture where you have like 4 or 5 guys going for that title.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked if they would have played out the storyline a little bit better, but I don't think Brock wants to lose cleanly. So I think that's why Lashley didn't get the push, because I don't think Brock was going to, okay, he gets to pin me and he's the Universal Champion and I'll take off. I don't think he wanted
I don't
it.
think he cares. I think it's more like Vince not wanting Brock to lose cleanly.
Because I've seen it so many times. I think it's 5 times that Brock has lost cleanly, pinned.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero being one of them.
Right.
I don't know who else.
John Cena?
John Cena. The Rock?
No.
No. But Brock does not lose cleanly very often. He does not drop the title. He doesn't lose cleanly very often. And that's why I'm kind of thinking that they're gonna...
I don't know. If they're so concerned about it, they should have just stripped him. Done a storyline on that. Do a tournament.
Yeah. But I think
he goes off and does UFC and look at that. In the event that he wins, he could say, hey, I am the rightful champion. I'm the rightful Universal Champion, now the UFC Champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Which part? Him winning the UFC title?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, probably not.
We saw what Kane did to him, and DC is just a version of Kane at this point. A guy could fight at light heavyweight and heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this creative, but it doesn't really make sense.
It's a weird thing. I feel, like I said, somebody there doesn't want to see Brock lose cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at everybody like that, oh, I don't want Roman to lose clean. I don't want Brock to lose clean. That's what it is. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose.
Yeah. But it's not going to be Brock. This time it will.
If it's if it's such a concern, you should have just pulled the fucking trigger on Roman when you could.
Is it too late at this point?
Yeah.
That's what I think as well, and that's why it's kind of like...
I would have preferred to see Lashley.
Yeah, 100%. Or a triple threat match where Brock doesn't have to lose cleanly. Where he doesn't have to get pinned.
Yeah.
You could have had...
Well, that's why they inserted Kane a couple pay-per-views back.
Let's rewind a little bit, I guess. So they had Lashley versus Roman at Extreme Rules, right?
Yeah.
Lashley won. Mm-hmm. There was no
fuckery. There was no... Mm-hmm.
But there also wasn't a clear number 1 contender spot if he won. Or, it wasn't whoever wins gets the next shot. It was just they were having a match we kind of knew they both wanted a title, and they were both vying for it, talking about Brock and calling him out. But then they set up this match between them, and they really didn't, like, hey, let's do a number one contender. And then on Monday, they have him rematch for a number one contendership. Why did we see him on the pay-per-view?
Yeah, why? Like, why wasn't that? That was, even though that wasn't the main event, it was touted as a main event.
Mm-hmm.
Why have a main event match without any stakes, without anything at stake, without them fighting for anything?
Mm-hmm. To me, this was the perfect. Like, if they would have done it like this, Roman versus Bobby at Extreme Rules for the number one contendership, and you put it as that. That's the stipulation of the match. Whoever wins is the number one contender to face Brock for the Universal title. You have them having an epic match, and you have Brock come out and destroy both of them. And then you turn it into a triple threat match at SummerSlam, and it has the build from Extreme Rules to SummerSlam as a triple threat match where you could put Bobby pinning Roman. I would have liked that to take the title off of Brock, but we saw what they put Roman over again, which I like Roman Reigns.
I do too, but now that they've gotten him there, and then been too afraid to pull the trigger. It's like, okay, just remove him altogether and start over. You still can.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like with Dolph, where I just don't give a shit about Dolph.
Yeah, I really want to like Dolph, but the character that he's like, it hasn't really developed, and I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. I think they're just giving it to him so he doesn't leave the company, the Intercontinental Championship.
I mean, probably, but I don't know. If I'm Dolph, I guess at this point it's like, just pay me.
Yeah. Is he doing is he focused on comedy?
I think he was at one point. I don't think he is.
He just
anymore.
did a roast battle against Sarah Tiana. He lost. But Sarah Tiana's a monster. You don't go there. But he had some good jokes. He's pretty funny in that roast battle. I don't know if they wrote for him. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Well, I know that at one point he was doing some heavy comedy touring. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that he's doing that now. I don't know if he can with his schedule.
Yeah. I wonder when the roast battle was filmed. He was definitely on there. I just saw him 2 days ago.
No, yeah, I'm sure. Was it like a newer?
Yeah,
thing?
It's the newer season of the roast battle.
Okay.
Unless he was on the first season. No, this was the second season. It was the first round. He lost to Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah moved on. All right, onward.
What did you think of what they're doing with Lashley now, with the Drifter?
I like the Drifter, but I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like this either.
I didn't like the Sami Zayn one. That was really shittily done with the...
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do. Mm-hmm. That didn't really do any favors for anybody. Mm-hmm. Same with this, I feel. Like, what, the Drifter was doing his thing. He was singing... And then Bobby was like singing with him.
Yeah. Bobby, there was a duet off or something. They were not a duet off. It was a sing off.
Yeah.
But only Bobby sang, and then he got attacked by.
I kind of wish we didn't have to hear Bobby Lashley talk so much.
Yeah.
Because of his voice. His voice doesn't really match.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. He's very intimidating, but his voice is like, wait a minute.
He like if you're talking to him, and you're not actually looking at him, you're thinking, oh man, he's like a really soft spoken, very nice guy.
Yeah.
But I would prefer if we didn't have to hear him talk so much.
Hopefully they can come up with some interesting story out of this. I don't know how it's going to go or where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But hopefully they do something good with
it. It is the beginning stages of it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for Elias, it's probably going to go down the route of like with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Where they're just going to job him out to Bobby Lashley.
Oh, 100%. He's getting jobbed out to Bobby Lashley. So I wish they gave Elias more of an opportunity than he has. Yeah,
I'd like to see him in the Intercontinental picture.
Yeah, he deserves an Intercontinental Championship, in my opinion.
Yeah.
From the work that he's been doing from NXT as the Drifter.
He's really good.
To now Elias, yeah.
He's really good. But I feel at the same time that he's again falling into that into that idea of like he's too over to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's over enough to where he doesn't need a title.
Yeah.
The gimmick is over enough to where he doesn't need a title.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. What do you think about this Sasha and Bailey stuff? So they had them feuding for a while, but now they have them as best friends, and I think this is leading. Maybe I was a little bit, I shot my gun a little bit, and they named the pay-per-view, and it's still a while away until October 28th.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's not as far away as you think. If
Yeah.
you really think about it.
Yeah. Maybe them bringing Sasha and Bailey together is the beginning steps of forming some kind of tag team division within the ladies, and getting us more used to seeing them tagging and forming teams. I'm hoping, because there's such a long time, that they do some kind of tournament style to where it ultimately ends up being a tag team championship deciding match at Evolution. That's what I would hope. And the way that they kind of just squashed the Bailey and Sasha feud kind of makes me think that that's the route they're going to go. I think they're like, shit, we got a good tag team here. We also got a good feud, but this shit's coming up. So let's just end this feud and throw them in a tag team and have them be friends again.
It's hard to say with that. What I hope they're not doing is they bring them together this week and then next week they're feuding again.
Yeah.
I really hope they're not going back and forth on that.
Yeah. Because
that's not gonna do anybody any favors.
it just seemed like there was no resolution to this feud. It was like Sasha was being a bitch.
And then Bailey turned heel.
Yeah, and then Bailey attacked Sasha one time, and then it's... Ultimately, to me, it didn't go anywhere. I wish it had a better story or a better ending, but...
Yeah.
Like I said, I think they're like, shit, we need these tag teams titles. Let's put them together. And I think that if it does come down to it, I think they would put the titles on those two. Sasha and Bailey, they're popular enough to where they don't have titles because Bliss has one and Mella has one.
Yeah.
And they're not even on SmackDown, so that wouldn't even matter.
I mean, I would hope that they're going somewhere like they're going to do something productive with this, where it does end up with a women's tag division.
We have the Riot Squad. They've been tagging. I don't know what's up with Ruby Riot. I think she's hurt.
Actually, you're right. I don't know what's up with her.
Which she hasn't been at least like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I haven't seen her. I think she's injured.
Yeah.
I was just watching SmackDown, but I don't want to skip ahead of SmackDown.
Well, hold on. Before we move on to SmackDown, what do you think of what they're doing with Finn?
Dude, that was complete garbage. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
I like Corbin's old look, and I'm not digging this Constable Corbin thing.
I hate it.
It's like we had Corporate Kane, and this is Corporate Kane.
Yeah, this is exactly Corporate Kane.
Yeah, and I'm not digging it. I'd rather see... Yeah, he needed the haircut.
Like, is he the enforcer?
Yeah, he's the enforcer.
Kurt Angle's enforcer?
No, he's Stephanie's enforcer.
Oh, well, clearly he's not all that good of an enforcer because he didn't step in the way when Brock attacked Kurt.
Mm. No, well, that's what they're kind of doing. They have...
Oh, so he's Stephanie's eyes and ears.
He's fucking over Angle.
Okay.
Because,
I see.
They don't get along. Because they had the whole Ronda and Kurt versus Triple H, and so ever since then they've kind of been sour.
They've had it out.
Yeah, they've had it out for Kurt, and this is one way to do it. I don't know if they're going to bring back Jason Jordan ultimately to defend his father.
Yeah.
Or if they drop this whole stupid Angle,
I hope they do.
Jason Jordan gimmick. I hope he comes back and they form American Alpha.
Yeah.
I don't know why they split them up so fast.
Yeah, I know. It's really unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen them as a staple of the tag division.
What about
they're that damn good?
Yeah. What about Mojo Rawley?
I hate Mojo Rawley.
Why?
Next.
Yeah. Sorry. Back to Finn. Why did Finn lose?
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, why did he lose? Not that he can never lose, but why did he lose to Constable Corbin?
Why did he lose? Like super quick, clean. Yeah. I don't know, but it's weird. It's really bad booking. They're booking him really weird. I don't know. You tell me.
You tell me. I don't think we're gonna see Demon Finn. at SummerSlam.
No, it doesn't look that way.
He's appeared 2 years in a row as Demon Finn Balor.
But now, what is his role at SummerSlam now?
Yeah, he doesn't have one. I don't know what it would be.
Is he gonna be like the opening match
against
the
Corbin?
pre-match
Against Corbin? Yeah, he's gonna be on the pre-show.
Oh man,
I don't see how they would put him on the main card, especially with it's not a good storyline. There's no championship involved, and it's not leading to a championship. So that I don't know what's going on. Finn's so over, and they're not using him how he should be used. If you're not going to do anything with him, shoot him over to SmackDown.
Yeah. But I think SmackDown has enough guys already doing...
I'm trying to drink with the fucking cap on.
I think they have enough guys right now doing stuff.
That they just had to put him on the back burn?
Yeah. It's unfortunate,
yeah.
But...
He's not young, man. He's 38 years old.
Finn?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's 38 years old.
He doesn't look it.
No, he does not look it.
He could be our age.
He looks 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks 28, 29. But he's almost 40.
He could be our age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope they get their shit together with Finn. Finn deserves way better. Even though he was NXT champion for a while. First Universal champion, but...
So I'm not real sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is his contract coming up?
I don't know.
And if it is, do you think he leaves?
Why not?
Because he could go back to Japan.
Yeah, 100%.
He could go to Ring of Honor.
Japan's flourishing right now. Well, the Indies are flourishing right now. Ring of Honor.
But if I'm running like Impact,
mm-hmm.
I would make a play for him.
Didn't Impact and Ring of Honor just have Slammiversary?
Yeah, you know what? Slammiversary was actually okay.
I heard it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I need to start watching other promotions because I kind of just sit here and watch these, and it's like, come on. It's like, I want to enjoy them. I want to enjoy Raw and SmackDown a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But with the horrible writing, it's really hard. You even mentioned it too. You're like, well, Brock doesn't watch it. I don't even fucking watch it, Brock.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah,
I don't get if Brock doesn't give a shit. I don't either.
Mm-hmm. I watch it because I talk about it on the show, but I don't want to jump ship. But I think I'm gonna have to start incorporating other companies.
The thing is, a lot of times I'm doing what Brock was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where Raw's on in the background and I'm doing other shit.
Okay.
So. Like he was reading a magazine or something, and
while Raw was going on.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that. Yeah, no, Slammiversary was actually really good. I recommend it. Pentagon had a match on there against. Help me out here. Who's the guy that? I don't remember his name because I don't watch Impact all that much. The guy who injured Eddie Edwards with the baseball bat.
I don't know. I don't know. Juice. But isn't Pentagon from Lucha Underground?
He's been Impact champion.
Oh shit! So
yeah.
He left Lucha?
No, I think Impact has a working relationship with AAA, which owns Lucha Underground.
Okay, that makes sense. I kind of dropped off of Lucha Underground after season 2. Just don't have time, man. Watching all the UFC and all the WWE, just hard to keep up.
And in that storyline with Pentagon, his brother, Phantasma,
mm-hmm.
was involved. So that's really cool to see all that Lucha Underground and AAA talent in Impact. It's really cool. I've been missing out. And for anybody listening, if you're not watching Impact, you're missing out. It's actually really turned around. I'm actually excited for the day that, you know, and I don't know when this day will be. I don't know when this will actually happen, but when they actually get on a national medium for everybody to watch,
like an Access or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget what Lucha Underground is under. Fuck yeah, I don't know what channel they were on, but it was some kind of dude's channel where they would have a bunch of fights, or not fights, but like fighting
Spike?
movies. No, there wasn't Spike. Was it? No.
No, I'm thinking of TNA.
TNA. I don't even think it's Spike. It's not Spike anymore. It's Paramount.
Sammy Callahan.
Sammy
is
Callahan?
the guy. That's
Oh, yeah.
they had a mask versus hair match.
Okay. And I'm guessing the other guy lost his hair.
Yeah, Sammy Callahan.
Uh-huh.
He lost his hair. Shit. We should be talking about that. We should be talking about Impact.
I need to start watching more Impact and stuff like that. Like if
Because it was really good. Matt Sydal, the guy that I have the picture of with in the men's room.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so bad.
Yeah, you fucking you're ambushing wrestlers outside of fucking bathrooms, Juice? Is that what you're doing?
He had a really good match with. God damn it! I don't remember his name either.
See, we need to start watching more. We should watch All In. You should come over and we should order All In.
Yeah, I'm down for that. That's gonna be an awesome show.
Yeah. Put together by Cody Rhodes, right?
Yep. And the Young Bucks.
And the Young Bucks. Okay.
It's the biggest indie show because they're holding it at the Sears Center, Hoffman Estates. Have you ever been to the Sears Center?
Here?
And at Hoffman Estates.
The Sears Center. That's not the Rosemont.
No, it's way further down.
Yes, actually, I have been to the Sears Center. That's where I saw
you might
Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah.
That's where I saw Fedor at Strike Force.
I was going to say you might have seen a Strike Force there.
I remember the Sears Center. We had to go there. What? Hoffman Estates or something like that?
Yeah. It's super far.
Yeah, I remember going. Now that you mention it.
Damn,
that's a big venue.
I know, right? And they sold it out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
For an indie show, yeah.
And I think 10 years, maybe a little over 10 years ago, TNA did their, I think it was either Bound for Glory or Slammiversary pay-per-view there in 2007, and I don't think they sold it out.
Damn, so that's awesome that they're selling it out now.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Sydal had a really good match for the X Division title against Brian Cage. So that's a match you should look up. That one and the Pentagon Junior match.
Dude, did they sign Matt Riddle? WWE? You hear about that? You don't know who Matt Riddle is?
Yeah, no.
The bro?
I brought him up last time.
Okay.
I've heard that they signed him, but I don't think anyone, like either party's confirmed it.
Him or the WWE? Yeah, I've only read like that he's been signed and he's gonna go to the Performance Center.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying, but I don't know that it's actually been confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'd like to see him in the WWE. I hear he's really good on the mic and very good wrestler. I used to watch him in UFC.
Yep.
He got dropped from UFC for smoking pot. Not because of losing or that he sucked. He was really good and he was a young talent. But he got caught multiple times for pot and the UFC was just...
They told him you're not welcome here.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see that he's been able to transition over to pro wrestling. You know, as we bring up pretty often, that's not always the easiest thing to do.
No. Look at Ronda. I think she's kind of hitting it right now.
They're really babying her along, which is good. That's how it should be done.
I think she should tone it down a little bit on the
aggressiveness.
Yeah, if you're not gonna be a heel and you're kicking the shit out of everybody, what's going on there?
Yeah,
because she's beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, she is.
And she's already got this is her second title match, and is in the second.
Oh yeah, she had the title match against Nia Jax.
Yeah, and now she's gonna get one against Bliss.
I think she wins it.
Ronda?
Yep.
God damn.
At SummerSlam, I think she wins it.
Just like that?
Just like that. Yep.
To me, it's a little bit too soon. But they need... I think they kind of need... No, they don't. They don't need it. WWE has good ratings all the time. I don't know. To me, it would be a little bit too soon.
But Ronda wouldn't be like a Brock. I think she's fully invested in this.
Oh, yeah. She was a fan beforehand.
Yeah, so all the more reason to be fully invested. I mean, she's not going to go back to UFC.
No. Why?
Yeah.
just get destroyed, and the talent level's only getting better and better. So
Yeah.
there's
So, I mean, I don't think she has a choice but to be fully invested, which from her end, I don't think is the worst thing in the world, because I'm sure that's what she wanted anyway.
yeah. Let's see. I think that was it for Raw, though.
So yeah, that was really anything that was notable on Raw.
There wasn't a lot this week
No, there wasn't.
besides the Brock thing, but that was about it.
Well, yeah, there was the Brock thing. There was the fact that Finn Balor is getting buried.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But other than that, everything else felt like filler.
For the 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that it's 3 hours just doesn't help its case. I mean, I think they should cut it back
To 2. They're not going to do that, though. Now they're at 3. They're not going to cut it.
When they move over to Fox, are they going to be a 3-hour thing still?
I don't know.
Has that been talked about? Is that out there?
Not that I know of. I got a question on the YouTube chat. Camera001 asks, what's the main event at SummerSlam? The main event at SummerSlam is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I don't think they give AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe the nod for the main event status, which is kind of disrespectful. The WWE Championship that is held by AJ Styles
The fact
has more
that,
prestige.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that AJ Styles is there all the time and defending it, and he puts on clinics, it should be more than enough to have him close the show out. And I would rather have a visual of the show coming to an end with him raising the belt.
Vince is not going to do that, though.
No,
Because he's not going to put on a TNA main event that they've had on a WWE pay-per-view as it's... They'll have it on there, but they're not going to close the night out with it. I'm not...
No, they're not. I wish they would, though.
Yeah.
I think that would... That would... I would like to see that, that end. I would like to see AJ Styles raising the belt and then them going off the air like that.
I'm really excited for this AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe match just because I wasn't watching TNA at the time. I never really tuned into TNA. I knew of AJ Styles because I was a wrestling fan, and you always heard his name mentioned.
Yeah, so AJ Styles and Samoa Joe are two guys that, when you think of the early days of TNA, and even their later years, like in 2010 throughout like 2012, those are the names you think of. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. I mean, those guys have been there, not from the beginning, but close enough to the beginning.
Kurt, I maybe I'm mistaken, but Kurt, when he went to there, he saw how good they were, and he worked with them very well to the point where they were put over.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of the more notable matches to me is the match that Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle had at Lockdown 2008, I believe.
I never seen any of TNA, so I should go. You should send me some matches to look up. Some good matches.
I will. I'll tell you what. We'll go in chronological order. From like the early days of TNA. I'll send you every day. I'll send you little. Every couple of days, I'll send you little bits of matches that I come across from the early days, and then we'll progress from there up until their present day. Because even now, I'm catching up on their most current product.
That would be pretty awesome because then we could just talk about it on here.
Yeah. Yeah, we should just do like a whole TNA show.
Yeah. You know what? What has gotten a lot of views, I guess, as episodes for me was when I reviewed old pay-per-views. Those seem to be pretty popular.
Those are fun.
Like when I would do we did a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would watch an old pay-per-view and then come here and talk about it. I think we need to get back more on that a little bit.
Yeah, those were fun.
Next time, I guess I'll just give us homework for next time, and we'll decide what.
Yeah, we
should do a SummerSlam. We need to do a SummerSlam.
Yeah, we can do a SummerSlam.
We can do an old SummerSlam. I think we did this last year. We did SummerSlam for...
Didn't we do 97? I think we did 97.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite SummerSlams.
Yeah. Yeah, so we need to get back to that. We also did Starrcade 97.
You might have done that one by yourself.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Even though I wanted to, because that's a favorite.
Yeah, but we're doing a lot of 97 stuff, so we might have to do 98. We might have to do SummerSlam 98.
Yeah.
Or 2008, maybe both.
And it's funny because in 97, you look at that SummerSlam versus the SummerSlam a year later, completely different landscape.
I don't know what 2000 or 98 was.
I think the main event on that might have been The Rock versus Stone Cold.
Holy shit, that's like
that.
complete... Okay,
Whereas,
so from 97 to 98 is kind of where they started shifting the power.
Well, yeah, because in 97, that was when Owen broke Austin's neck.
Okay.
And then a few months later, you had the screw job. So Brett was gone. Shawn, not that much later, was gone. He was gone by the following year's WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. He was gone by WrestleMania 98. And all you really have left are Austin, The Rock, Triple H.
Triple H?
Triple H.
Yeah.
No Umanga here.
Umanga? Yeah.
He wasn't here yet.
Yeah, that was a quick shift in characters that they were using a lot more, I guess, as their main stars. And they needed to. Like you were mentioning, a lot of people were leaving, a lot of people were getting older. Brett's... Well, he also felt that they were giving him the shaft. That they built him up for nothing just to give it to Austin. Like, they built up his heat as a heel, and then they gave it to Austin.
Yeah, but
then they did the whole turn where Austin was good and Brett was bad.
Yeah. That was just an evolution of the fans as much as the characters. You know, the fans were really... That's really when you saw, like, that rabid wrestling fan.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to do 98 now, I guess. For next time.
I'm looking up 98 right now because I was really, really curious as to what the main event was. And it's actually Stone Cold versus The Undertaker for the WWF Championship.
Oh, shit.
And then you have Triple H versus The Rock for the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay. This is going to be a good pay-per-view then to watch.
New Age Outlaws are in this. You have Ken Shamrock is on the card. You have D'Lo Brown versus Val Venis.
For the European title?
For the European title.
Yeah. D'Lo was always in that race.
Yeah.
Was for the European title.
The Oddities versus Kai and Tai.
The Oddities. Why do I want to remember them?
They had do you know who, Earthquake?
Yeah.
He was the guy with with like the orange mask. His name was Golga.
Okay.
They had the really big tall guy, Kurgan. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Was the Jackal in that one? No,
the
right?
Jackal was in. He was in the Truth Commission.
Okay.
But I don't think he was in the Oddities. Giant Silva, who was a New Japan guy. No. Okay. We had the Oddities versus Kai and Tai. X-Pac versus Jeff Jarrett, hair versus hair match.
X-Pac probably won.
Yeah, he won.
Pretty sure.
Sable and a mystery partner. I don't know if you want me to reveal who it is.
We can save it for next time. Okay. We're going to do 98. We're doing this one. I'm going to watch it probably this weekend.
Okay.
Take notes.
So it's Sable and a mystery partner, which, if you know your wrestling, you know who it is. It's them versus Jacqueline and Mark Merrow. Ken Shamrock versus Owen Hart. New Age Outlaws versus Mankind. I guess it's like a handicap match. Mm-hmm. And then you have Triple H versus The Rock. And Stone Cold versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, that's going to be a good pay-per-view to review.
It's a pretty stacked card. I'm in for that.
Yeah, for this SummerSlam, though, Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. I guess we touched on that. I don't think she wins.
I think Rousey wins.
We'll have to agree to disagree, bro.
I think so.
And then Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman for the Monster in the Bank, or the Money in the Bank briefcase. They're going to fight over it. I like this.
That's a real toss-up, though, because whatever result you want to yield in the main event is going to be dependent on this match.
Yes. Who's going to cash in? That's what I think is going to happen. Whoever winds up with the Money in the Bank briefcase at the end of the night is going to cash in and ruin Roman's opportunity at pinning Brock cleanly, and they're going to take the title. That's what I think is going to happen ultimately.
Oh, man, you know what? It almost writes itself because that's exactly what happened at WrestleMania when it was Brock versus Roman. Seth cashed in.
So they're doing another one.
It almost writes itself.
I wouldn't be mad if they gave it to Kevin Owens if he somehow pulled one over on Braun Strowman.
Right.
Got the Money in the Bank and then somehow cashed it in and won.
You know what?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I kind of almost think that that's what's going to happen. So that they're going to turn it into a triple threat match so that nobody has to pin Brock. Roman's going to take the pin. And then either Braun or Owens are going to walk out as champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, as to which one of those two it'll be, that's a real toss-up.
Yeah, because at Extreme Rules, we had that cage match where he fucking threw Kevin Owens off. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He threw him off into the fucking... That was pretty epic.
Mm-hmm.
Into the announce table. And then Kevin Owens is a very good actor to the point where he's almost believable.
Oh, he's amazing, man. And that's why he makes such a good heel.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you almost feel like people actually don't like him.
Yeah.
He makes it fun to get booed.
Mm-hmm. And then his reasoning behind why he wanted to take on Braun and he wants to take everything from him. His whole kid was wearing a Braun shirt, I think he was saying. Yeah, he was a Braun fan.
Total.
So he wanted so we had that whole thing where Kevin Owens was trying to be friends with Braun because to get in his kid's favor and maybe be tag team champions or something. He kind of mentioned that a couple of times. And then we had the Extreme Rules match, and now we have Kevin Owens demanding that he gets the opportunity to take Braun's briefcase because he tried to take his career by throwing him off the cage.
Yeah.
I like the storyline.
Yeah, I like it too. Now, could it be done a little bit better? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But...
But compared to what they usually give us, this is a lot more.
It's definitely not Bobby
palpable.
Lashley and Sami Zayn.
Yes, 100%.
And I'm glad.
Yeah. Let's see. The other match that is scheduled to happen is Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins.
They should move on from here. That's really starting to run its course. Dolph should keep it.
Yeah. Seth should move on to the main event picture.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna have Roman, which doesn't outsize him by that much. If we have Kevin Owens cash in and win it, then we have an opportunity where Seth can really jump into the main event picture, in my opinion.
I feel that if they're a little bit unsure or uneasy with Finn Balor, throw him in the Intercontinental title picture. Make him Intercontinental Champion.
What if they're putting Finn on the side? They give Kevin Owens a title, and then the storyline is, I lost it. They gave it to you. I want my opportunity to get my title back from the guy they gave it to. Because you remember Triple H gave it to?
It's too late, man.
It's been, what?
It's been way
2 years?
too long, yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, because that was SummerSlam 2016, right?
Yeah, thanks for shitting on my idea, bro. But yeah, no, Seth Rollins needs to move on, and I wouldn't be mad if they threw Finn into that Intercontinental picture. Has he captured it already?
I don't think so. No.
He was in the triple threat match with these guys, but nothing really.
I don't know. I think that they really need to pick, like I said, 4 or 5 guys. And make them your Intercontinental title picture guys, or your Universal title picture guys. Especially now that we're moving past SummerSlam, and then the next the next big show was supposed to be Survivor Series. They're going to need something to build along, something to kind of move everything along towards that next big show. You can't just do it where you have the same match every week. They should have 5. I think they have enough talent to where they can have 5 guys per title and have like number 1 contender matches and almost like a ranking system. And every week it's guys trying to move up that rank.
It would make sense. They do have a ton of talent.
It would make for better writing.
And it change of, like you said, the same matches we see every fucking week, or from pay-per-view to Monday Night Raw. We see the fucking same matches. Like, if they did have a core of 5 guys.
Like, hell, I wouldn't be mad if one of those 5 guys were Mojo.
Mojo?
As much as I hate Mojo.
I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
Did you see yesterday when him and Bobby, was it on Raw? They're on Raw, right? Or is Bobby Bobby...
Oh, Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on Raw, right?
doing a thing.
Yeah. But when they were going at it and they were being separated, Mojo was off balance and he fell back when he was trying to gain his footing. He fell back into the guys and he wasn't pushed or anything, or no one was in front of him, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because I don't like him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would throw Mojo in there. Not yet.
I would, just because you need a weakling.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, to take the pins. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have been building him though, pretty. I wouldn't say strong, but he's beating the jobbers now. He's not jobbing to anybody.
Yeah, and then you would need your wild card in there too. So like throw like a Kurt Hawkins or something.
Finally, give him some wins.
Yeah, or maybe Finn can be your wild card.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I think they should be doing. Because right now, I think as we progress into the fall months, to the end of summer and the beginning of the fall months and the build to Survivor Series, and I know it's fucking August. Why are you thinking of something that's going to be happening in November? But that's what they're building towards.
Yeah.
I just think that as they're building towards that, they should really be focusing on putting out really good content, because this is the time when they lose the most viewers, because football is coming back. You have Monday Night Football. Isn't there like football on Tuesday now too?
Dude, I dropped off of NFL.
Me too.
2 or 3 years ago.
Me too.
I don't know, like
in 2012 was the last time I actually followed football religiously. I
like football, but like it blew up so much to where I was talking about football with anybody and not willingly, but everyone had an opinion, to where I had an opinion as well, but not a very strong opinion.
Right.
Like I like the Bears, but then you know what actually threw me off? What got me away from the sport? Fantasy football. Because then it ceased being a team thing, and it became, well, I need to know everyone in the league now because I have my team. Guess what? You're not a fucking owner, all right? You can go fuck yourself with your stupid fantasy bitch-ass team. That really threw me out of the whole NFL and football thing.
Yeah.
I can't get into it because now you can't really argue with people about teams. It's individual players now, because now they have their team. They don't have their city team. Now they have their fantasy team. Mm-hmm. It just got a lot more complicated and a lot more to do, and it was either dive into it head first and do the whole fantasy thing, because some of my frat dudes have like fantasy teams and they have a fantasy league. I opted not to be part of that.
Right.
I don't want to be part of this shit.
That's just extra shit, like you said.
I'm not a fucking general manager. I'm not a fucking coach.
I just liked following the sport itself, but I don't know, for some reason I just dropped off.
It was hard enough to keep up who would win every week against who. And then when you throw in, like, now you need to know every individual player, what he does, well, the ones that are on your team, to see how much points you get, to see if you win, to see if you advance. It's a little bit too confusing. I'd rather just watch fighting and stick to WWE.
Yeah. But, yeah, you want to keep at least a big portion of your viewers that might be tempted to turn over to football, and then eventually basketball. Mm-hmm. You want to keep a big portion of that. watching your content. People that are going to be tempted to turn over to the baseball finals and playoffs and things like that, and the upcoming NFL season. Put on good content that is going to keep those people, and that's going to have a steady build towards your next big show.
Onward.
Yeah.
SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in a triple threat match at SummerSlam. So I guess I just ran through it. But Charlotte Flair was reintroduced into the SmackDown roster, I guess, yesterday because she had a breast implant that exploded on her.
Yep.
So she had to have surgery. And Becky Lynch last week won the opportunity to face Carmella. And now it's kind of taken away from her, in my opinion.
Yeah, somebody who I think really needed that one-on-one match. Becky Lynch is somebody who is getting lost in the shuffle,
yes,
and shouldn't be.
I thought this was her coming out again. I'm like, oh, they're gonna give her a push.
They're gonna spotlight her a little bit more.
And then even when Charlotte came out and helped her, I was like, oh, okay, Charlotte's back. And then they're like, we're gonna throw Charlotte into this match today on SmackDown. If she wins, she's thrown into a triple threat match with Becky Lynch and Carmella.
I really don't think you need Charlotte Flair in there to add any kind of luster to this match. I think that this match would have been fine on its own. But I guess in the end it doesn't matter because the fact that there's two other people involved in this just tells me, Carmella's going to still be champion.
Yeah, probably. I could see them throwing Flair in there and some fuckery going on.
There is a third in there because somebody in the back doesn't want either Charlotte or Becky to get pinned, so one or the other is going to take the pin.
But you don't see Mella dropping it?
No.
I think she's had it too long. When did she win it? She cashed in a while ago.
So it was post WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. Right? Was it the night after WrestleMania?
I believe it was the night after WrestleMania.
I think it was the night after. Yeah, because Charlotte beat Asuka. They celebrated. She came as champion, and then the Iconics beat the fuck out of her, and then she cashed in and was women's champion. And she's been at it for a while, so I could see her if they took it off of her. But then why would you not just have it a one-on-one with her and Becky Lynch?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they don't want to see Carmella get pinned for whatever reason.
I don't know. She cut a pretty good promo where I kind of believed her a little bit. Where she
that
was
was a really good promo.
Yeah, and like you kind of felt a little bit sympathetic for her.
Yeah.
Because, it is true. No one wants to see her as champion. They do make fun of her. She was just a manager. Her and Liv Tyler have the fucking same gimmick.
Yeah, they do.
They kind of try to switch Livs to the Riot Squad, but yet it's still the same, just a little bit. I'm raw. I don't know. Like, I'm rioting.
Liv Morgan?
Yeah. There we go. I don't know why I said Tyler.
I think Liv Tyler's Steven Tyler's daughter.
Yeah, yep. That's...
No, yeah, that's funny. They do. I always thought that, too, when Liv Morgan was first coming out on NXT. I'm like, that's just another Carmella.
Yeah, they were fucking both, like, moonwalking and, like, coming out to hip-hop.
They kind of even had the same, like, wardrobe.
Yeah, they had hats and then the fucking... It was almost the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, we'll see how that turns out. WWE Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak. We actually started at the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, that's what really brought us together.
Yeah, brother.
We covered the Cruiserweight.
Yeah, we covered the Cruiserweight Classic. Drew Gulak. What the fuck's messaging me? Drew Gulak has developed a very good character, in my opinion, from when he first came in. He was very, very bland and just mean mugging. You remember that? He was just...
Yeah, but a part of that, I think, is that they wouldn't let him showcase himself or much less develop a character.
Yeah.
And now that they want this 205 live thing to actually work, they want guys to develop their characters. So I think that's where that was coming from.
I don't know if you've been watching 205 Live. I've been catching it every so often because Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's every so often.
Because Tuesdays, I record with Jeff on Average Joe's MMA show, so go check that out. I'm co-host on there.
I'm going to guest star on that one day.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
No, you can. I have 2 mics. You just won't be on camera.
That's fine.
We just sit here like this, and you'll see Jeff over there, or wherever I have him up screen and stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff, by the way.
Yeah, Jeff. I love you, Jeff.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna blow you or anything, but you're my dude. Drew Gulak has been able to develop his character, as well as a lot of cruiserweights.
Well, yeah, because I guess during the Cruiserweight Classic there wasn't. I don't want to say that the idea of a Cruiserweights only show wasn't there, but I don't think that was disclosed to the talent.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
so
whatever happened to the Cruiserweights being exclusive to Raw?
I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, but
because now you actually have to go out of your way to tune in.
Yeah, but they didn't mention it.
No, that kind of quietly went away.
Yeah,
right?
It's like because they would mention it exclusive to Raw, the Cruiserweights, but then they're always on Tuesday. And if you are a WWE fan, you know, if you go to Raw, it's 3 hours of Raw, and then when you go to SmackDown, it's 2 hours of SmackDown plus the hour of the Cruiserweight, or the 205 Live. So it's like why not just? Well, they did what they did. You know, they made it its own thing.
Right. I mean, the Cruiserweight title even changed hands on a Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was very critical about that.
Yeah, and very well so.
But I'm super happy that they went to a exclusive where they kept it exclusively on the network. I always thought that was the format that they should have gone with. But to answer your question, I don't think that the talent that was involved in the Cruiserweight Classic had been disclosed. Hey, we're going to do this long term.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there was any incentive to develop a character. I think that their main objective there was to put on really good matches.
Well, you remember too that they brought in the title like
at the end.
Yeah, at the end. I think that was kind of like shit. We need a title for these guys, and not just a trophy.
Maybe. A part of me thinks that there was always a title involved. I mean, there were stakes there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole idea was get through the tournament, get to the end. But the question was always like, what do they get at the end? Do they get a trophy? Do they get a belt? So there was always that.
What happened to Neville coming back? We all know what happened with Neville, but what happened to him coming back?
So he walked out.
Yeah, but I heard he was re-signed, not like maybe like months ago, and I heard he was coming back.
I had heard that too. I had heard that he was at least talking to them, but I don't think they reached an agreement. I don't know. You know, some guys like Aries, Austin Aries, probably Neville falls into this category. Don't want to be on 205 Live. They want to be on Raw. Mm-hmm. They want to be on SmackDown. And it's a case of like, you know your worth, and to you probably think you're worth being on Raw or SmackDown. Well,
look at Austin Aries. He's got like 19,000 titles on him right now. He is a title. That's all he is.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be on 205 Live. If you want to be a part of the WWE machine, though, and that is what they have in mind for you,
you have to kiss the ring.
You have to put up with that.
You got to kiss the ring.
And eventually hope that you can break out of the 205 Live environment and move on. Technically, I think Finn could probably go to 205.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's not that much over 205 if he is, which he probably isn't.
And they can probably gimmick his weight or something.
Yeah, they did with Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
They've been doing that with him because he's a big dude.
Yeah, there is no way that guy's still 205 pounds.
But hey, he weighed in, bro. Remember when they would make Disco Inferno weigh in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And he was always... I think there was like one where he was a pound overweight.
And they didn't let him fight or something?
And then like throughout the show, he was trying to lose it. So they were doing vignettes of him working out.
What's What's WCW's SummerSlam equivalent? Bash at the Beach?
Bash at the Beach. Great American Bash. Great American Bash was in July. Bash at the Beach was in June.
Okay, then what was August? The Stampede?
I was going to say Fall Brawl, but that was probably in September. Because in October, you had Halloween Havoc.
Which I can't wait to cover another Halloween Havoc. That's one of my favorite things.
I fucking love Halloween
Dude, that's
Havocs.
one of my fucking favorite displays.
Yeah, because you have
pay-per-views.
the actual... It's themed.
Yeah.
So it literally is a themed show.
I heard they're bringing it back this year for WWE.
I hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I hope so. And I hope they have the pumpkin and the guy that's holding the pumpkin at the entrance. That's pretty awesome.
Or the guy with the guy that they have for the Halloween Havoc thing, that weird face guy, the white face with the black.
Yeah, that's the guy that's holding the pumpkin at the entrance. Wildcat Willie.
So I we got time. It's 17 days till SummerSlam, so we can do SummerSlam 98 or whatever WCW's equivalent is, and combine them into a show where we break both of them down, or we could separate them into two. We got 17 days till SummerSlam.
We can do like a parallel of this is what was going on in WCW in 1998,
20
month
years
of
ago.
August, and then this is what was going on in WWE.
We'll figure it out. I guess we're gonna.
I actually really like that idea, like the parallel.
I guess I'm gonna bring the show to a close. We've been going for a while.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on, Juice.
Yeah, no, man, I want to thank you for having me.
No problem,
dude. It's always fun.
Open door policy. Just let me know when you got time and when you can come in and we can talk shit about wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's always fun and it's always a pleasure.
Any final thoughts?
Balls.
Balls.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining us on YouTube. Thanks a lot for downloading. Thanks a lot to the Rewrites for letting me borrow their music, for being my buddies. Shout outs to the Full Hill Podcast Fight Club. You guys know who you guys are. I will see you guys Saturday for Garden Brandt versus TJ Dillashaw. Probably doing a fight companion. Not sure yet. We'll do a breakdown on Tuesday for it, but my buddies are coming over Saturday to watch that. Kind of want a fight companion. Just the opportunity's there. It's there to do it. So I think I'm going to do that. Again, thanks a lot for joining us. Rest in peace, Nikolai Volkoff, and rest in peace, Grandmaster Sexy. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm Rafael Chairez. He's Jesus, the Juice, the Monsoon Mendez. See you guys next time.